Hi guys, Marika here with another card tutorial, and today I'm doing a mashup. I'm using digital stamps from Little Miss Muffet Stamps together with the Simon Says Stamp card kit from August. I got this a couple of weeks ago and I haven't been able to play with it, so I'm finally happy to be able to do so. So I'm gonna first go through the card kit, which has some awesome things. This stencil, which is of some fireworks. It has a die. I love when they send you dies. This is a die that actually do cutouts, so you get a star kind of image cut out in stripes on your paper. So it's not a die that cut out a star, just a star. You have it on your paper. You also get two mini distress ink pads, Festive Berries and Shipped Sapphire, which Shipped Sapphire is one of my favorite inks, so I'm really happy to have that. You also get the stamp set, which is all about stars. It has some awesome kind of sentiments and stuff. And then you get the cardstock, and the cardstock or the pattern papers in this cardstock is very special because it is pre-embossed, clear embossed onto the cardstock, so you can do some really cool distress ink resist or ink resist techniques with this cardstock. You get them both in white, and then you get a couple of them in craft, which I think it's awesome, and it's going to be so much fun playing around with these pattern papers. But you also get a couple of pattern papers that is just ordinary pattern papers. The kind of color scheme and theme of this is stars and stripes. It is very patriotic, American patriotic, but I actually really like this color scheme and these pattern papers. I'm going to have so much fun playing around with the kit a couple of times. I can't just make one card, right? You also get a inspirational sheet so that you can kind of figure out what to do with the card kit. And the last part is some cardstock to make your cards with. You get 2 sheets of the white 120 pound, and then you get some navy and a red piece of cardstock. So awesome! All of those are Simon Says Stamp cardstock. So now into my coloring. I'm coloring Sonny Honeycloud card and Cupcake. This is by Little Miss Muffet Stamps, and right now Little Miss Muffet Stamps have a guest DT drive, so you can actually apply to be part of the DT team as a guest for 6 months. And if you love these images just as much as I do, make creations, show them, kind of take part of the DT trials, and I hope that you come and join us at the DT team because I'm having so much fun playing around with these images, and so could you. So yeah, go hop on over to the Facebook group, the Little Miss Muffets Facebook group. I'm gonna have links in the description down below and on my blog, and just come and join us and see if you also can be a part of us, because we are having so much fun. It would be so much fun if you also were part of it. So yeah, so today I'm doing my coloring, and I'm started with the eyes because she has very intensive eyes, and I felt I needed her to be able to look at me or something. And then I went in with the skin. And the skin today is, I'm doing a little bit of a difference. I'm using the same color scheme, but I have figured out by watching a whole bunch of digital art videos that if you add a little shadow just between the eyes, the whole face gets so much more dimension and so much realistic, but still being really adorable and cute. So I'm really happy how the face turned out on this image. For her hair, I'm going with my E40s because I want her to be pretty natural. I'm going to play with those ink resist papers, the embossed papers, so I thought I wanted to go with a pretty natural color scheme. So first I played with her hair, and there I actually made every little part of her hair very separated to kind of give more life and dimension to her hair. And then I'm using the same color, the E40s, but I'm going with a little lighter combination for the top of her shoes, and then the darker combination for the bottom of her shoes, the soles of her shoes. I'm also using the E40s for the cream on the Cupcake. And then I'm going in with some natural grays. The reason for choosing the natural grays for this specific design was I felt that it would work best with the blue combination that I picked out, which is not super cold and not super warm. It's something in the mid-tones, and then the toner or the natural grays work really, really good for that. The blues I'm using is a combination of the B39s for the darker colors and then the B40s for the lighter colors, to get a little bit more of a muted tone, a little bit more of a grayish blue, because I really wanted everything wanted to be neutral, and the blue kind of works very good with the chipped sapphire, so that was kind of the tone I was after, because I'm going to use some distressings for the background, and therefore I wanted the blue tones and the brown tones to work together with those distressings. Then I'm cutting her out. I'm using my Cutter Bee scissors, moving the paper and not the scissors to get the best cut. These images are really easy to cut out. They don't have that much small details on the sides. They have a lot of details in the image itself, but not so much on the sides, which I really like, actually. And then I'm using my Martha Stewart craft knife to remove that little space in her arm. So first I'm cutting out a piece of paper. I'm cutting it down to be 2.5 by 4 inches, and this is one of those papers that actually had multiple patterns on them. I wanted to have this text pattern. I'm starting with some weathered wood for my lightest color. Then I'm going in with some faded jeans. These are all kind of grayish muted blues that work very good with the Copic combination that I chose. And to finish it off, I'm actually using the chipped sapphire, the same color that came in the kit, to kind of build up dimension on that piece. I also wanted to use some of the craft cardstock. So I'm taking the wood grain one and I'm cutting it down to fit perfectly on an A2 card base with a mat, which I'm using the navy blue for the mat. So then I'm going to go in with inks, and I'm using frayed burlap, walnut stain, and ground espresso to build up dimension on this. And yeah, things had a tendency to move around when I made this card. I had a little bit of a I don't know, I was just very clumsy to that day. Then I just added the darkest color. For the card base, I'm using the 120 cardstock that came in the kit. I'm scoring it at 4.25 to make a standard A2 card base. The mat is 4 4.25 by 5 3/8, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and the middle paper is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm just adding with my Crafter Companion tape runner all the different layers together. I'm going to use these sentiments. I'm going to do a inside and outside sentiment. So first I use the Thinking of You. I'm stamping it in Lawn Fawn's walnut ink onto one of the scrap pieces of the craft cardstock, and then I stamped When We're Together on the inside of the card, because I thought Thinking of You, When We're Together would be perfect. The scrap piece of paper, I chose to use that on the back side, not the embossed side, because that would fit perfectly color scheme wise with the rest of the card. Then I'm using the tool that I used with my browns and just edged that little sentiment piece so that it would stand out a little bit better against the background. And I used some 3M Scotch foam tape on the back side of both the sentiment and the character. For the last part, I wanted to have one little crystal on the little sentiment. I didn't have one that fitted in the color, so I used my Copics to color up 3 of them to figure out which color I wanted. I used the B39 to color my little crystal. And yeah, that is the card for today. I hope you liked it. If you do, please thumbs it up. It means a lot to me. Share it with your friends. Come and join us at the Little Miss Muffet Stamps groups and be a part of the design team. Try to be a part of the design team. I want you to come and join me. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!